Wegman was a game time call, and they 30 minutes before the game they announced that Reed was going to start. That was his first start.
Got it.
Hey, you go to the Swamp and win 33-20, I believe it was. Down Florida team, but first college starts at the Swamp. That's tough. I think they're sleeping on him because you have experience, second year in a system. I know I said on here before, some of the game plans last year I thought were atrocious because I think Kellen Moore had his plan with Wegman and just didn't have a whole offseason to game plan for Marcel Reed. And I think Marcel Reed plays a lot like Colin Klein did at Kansas State. More of a run. He's got the run ability. Not a great thrower, but has he's talent there. So I think this is a really good offense for Colin Klein to run with all the weapons he has.
You've been saying Kellen Moore and you were throwing me
I
off.
was saying Kellen Moore. Yeah, Colin Klein. Colin Klein.
I was like, Kellen Moore, he's
Saints head coach.
He's on top of the world.
I was going to say, dude, he has the best offense in the NFL.
Yeah. But I think Colin Klein with the whole offseason to get with Marcel Reed, I think we're going to surprise some people. Now it's the defense. But Elko's getting more involved. He's a defensive coach. The secondary, which was very hot and cold, is all a year older. We bring back essentially everybody. There were a bunch of freshmen and sophomores back there. They're now upperclassmen. We brought in a lot in the portal to fix the defensive line because we lost a whole lot of production there. We might have the best linebacker crew, one of the best linebacker crews in the SEC, with York and Scooby Williams. Going to be very good. So
I'll have a counter to that, but
that's fine. Well, yeah, one of the best, not the best. Yeah, LSU's got a great linebacker core, but I think a lot of people, like, for all the hype there is around a Florida, all the hype there is around a Oklahoma, a South Carolina, I think A&M's getting slept on. Of course,
it's probably a good thing.
I'm a little biased, but I think A&M might be getting slept on a bit. I really do think Mike Elko's a really, really good coach. And, I mean, granted, it fell fast at the end. 8-4 your first year in the SEC is not a terrible start for a first year head coach in the SEC. So 5-3 in SEC games isn't bad. But
schedule's not horrible either.
So,
we talked about this. You talk about getting 3 straight road games in the SEC is
so
ridiculous.
That's
ridiculous. We're the only team in the conference that has this.
So hard.
Granted, we follow that with 3 straight home games, but
I don't think
we have the 3 straight. We have 3 straight home games. Then we
but I don't
go
think
on
you
the
play.
road.
I don't think you play again at home until November.
No, against shoot, you got it pulled up. Who do we have?
You got Auburn, Mississippi State, Florida at home, then 2 Arkansas, 2 LSU, 2 Missouri, and then South Carolina at home.
What date? What's the date of that?
November 15th.
Yeah, so you literally go. You're going a whole month without playing at Kyle Field.
Yeah.
We're
We're the only team in the conference that has 3 straight road games.
Yeah, that's brutal.
That's ridiculous. It's horrible schedule.
kind of crazy. 3 home, 3 away.
That's brutal. That's brutal.
How it shook out that way, I have no idea, but pretty ridiculous in my opinion.
Back on Texas A&M though, like the team itself, not quite as much of a question for me with Marcel Reed as Lenora Sellers, but downfield passing the ball is going to be a big question for me. Obviously, we know how talented he is on the ground. Can he make those big throws? And he has done it a few times. We've seen that. But like against LSU, when he came in against LSU, he threw a ball down at the very end. I think he had a touchdown pass. LSU was selling out for the run, and they still couldn't stop it. So they were the coverage was just blown.
Yep.
But I also saw games where he couldn't complete a downfield pass, i.e. Texas, right? He looked awful throwing the ball against Texas.
He looked bad overall against Texas.
Yeah, for sure. But obviously we know how good he is with his feet. I think he's a relatively big dude. He's not like
He's 6'1", 6'2".
yeah, but he's not like he's pretty stout. He's not like a Jalen Milroe, like wiry, skinny guy.
No, he's exactly that.
Is
I was
he?
gonna say
He's 185 pounds.
Oh,
He's skinnier
yeah.
than Milroe.
Again, I watched him against LSU. He looked bigger than that.
Yeah, no, he's very wiry.
Is he?
Yeah, that was part of the concern is that if he takes
gets
too
hit,
many hits,
yeah.
something could go wrong. Yeah, you're totally right about that. And the other concern is we brought in receivers, but like we don't have a 6'4" guy to go up and get passes. Like
And
it's a whole lot of athletes. It's
Yeah.
like Colin Klein has to get creative in the game plans.
But as you mentioned, returning your entire offensive line, and
We may not have to throw a pass in
that's what I
some
was gonna
games.
say. Y'all are gonna control the ball.
The average size of the offensive line is 6'6", 330.
Yeah, and they're
Their
gonna
offensive line is very good
and with
and
the,
experience.
with the running backs that y'all are bringing back. That's going to be the game plan for Colin Klein. It's not going to be spread them out,
No.
throw the ball. They're going to line up and just run it down your throat.
Le'Veon Moss, Armani Daniels was one of the better 1-2 combos
Last year, yeah.
until Le'Veon Moss getting hurt in South Carolina.
Yes.
It was one of the I think it was top 3 rushing attack. in
Was that
time.
ACL?
It was not ACL. It was some other ligaments in the knee, but because he's
I know he hyperextended it. I
he's
think.
been a full participant like the
Yeah,
entire
yeah.
spring, and it was a
By
fairly
now
quicker
for
recovery.
sure.
So,
Yeah.
but you're also expecting a quarterback in year 2 and a full off season to make those improvements.
For sure.
Not saying he needs to go be a
But
Heisman guy.
I was
but
just going to say, I don't think he needs
Doesn't
and
have
that's
to
what I was
be.
going to say.
Yeah.
You want to see him develop to throw the ball down the field, but I don't think he's going to have to.
Correct.
He's going to have to just manage the game.
correct. Yeah, that's
And can the defense stop people?
That's the biggest deal because our defense was actually not bad, except we were very bad at giving up the big plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you go look at numbers, like, A&M actually had a decent defense, but they were very inconsistent when it came to scoring points or like they could hold a team 90% of the time, but damn, when they gave up the big one, it was a touchdown. It wasn't
Yeah.
like a 20-yard game.
Well, they said one of the biggest knocks was the pass rush. Just didn't have a great pass rush last year.
Yeah.
So
I mean-
when you're giving the quarterback more time to throw, I mean, automatically that
Well, and then
opens more stuff up.
then you're relying on your very inexperienced secondary to try to
Exactly.
do stuff that
Yeah.
only Des Ricks. I mean, Will Lee was the only upperclassman. They were all freshmen,
Mm-hmm.
sophomores. So
Yeah, that first half against LSU, like Nussmeier was picking them apart.
yeah.
But the defense couldn't stop Reed after that. But yeah, no, I agree. I think A&M definitely has a shot at getting into the playoff for sure.
it's just surviving that 4 out of the last 5 on the road.
Yeah, that's tough.
And your only home game is Coastal Carolina, the same in a conference game. So
Yeah, that's brutal.
yeah, we'll see. Let's go to the University of Tennessee.
Yeah, they were a playoff team last year. They're not going to be a playoff team this year.
Mm-mm.
I mean, say what you want about Nico. I mean, he led him to a playoff berth.
And then got murdered.
They got murdered, but he led him there, and now he's gone. They pretty much did swapsies
Mm-hmm.
with UCLA for quarterbacks.
Which Joey Aguilar never played a snap at UCLA.
Yeah.
He's from App State.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
They better hope they get 2023 Joey Aguilar because 2024 Joey Aguilar at App State was not all that great.
Yeah, I don't think Tennessee's going to be very
No,
good.
Heupel's got to do some Heupel magic with that quarterback too.
I haven't looked at their schedule. Y'all were saying it's pretty manageable. So
It's manageable.
I'm guessing 8 wins are probably in there.
They get Mississippi State, Arkansas, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt.
Yeah, so there's 4 wins there. You look at what's their non-conference look like.
Syracuse,
Oh,
East
that's going to
Ten-
tell us a lot.
I
Week
guess that's
1.
East Tennessee State.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's who that is. UAB,
Eastern Tennessee.
Eastern
State.
Tennessee State, and New Mexico. So they should.
Yeah.
There's at least 3 more there. So that's
Yeah.
7 already.
So win one of the other ones. I think there's probably 8 wins
You
in
go
there.
at Alabama, Oklahoma at home, at Florida.
I mean,
Georgia home early season. Third
yeah.
game of the third week of the year. Georgia.
The Syracuse game is going to tell us a lot. The week 1 is going to tell us a lot about what that team is for sure.
Yeah.
The defense is down as well.
Yeah, I'm not high on Tennessee at all.
I mean, they replaced so much on offense.
Yeah.
It's just going to be tough for them to be able to have like a good season this year.
Maybe that's why Nico wanted to get out.
I'm sure that's what it was.
It wasn't money. But I don't have much more else
Of
to
all
say.
their starters, they're returning 1 receiver, their tight end, and their left tackle.
Good luck, buddy. Play it in the Sun Belt now. Go try it
Oh,
out.
man.
Yeah, I really don't have anything else to say about Tennessee. I 8 wins.
They're
I mean,
middle of the pack SEC team.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like their schedule alone could get them 8, possibly 9 wins.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's about your ceiling right there.
Yeah,
And that's a great season
Yeah.
for them.
Well,
it's just
will they think so? Probably not. But
I mean,
coming off of a playoff high, no, but the credit they're going to get for the wins is not going to be very high whenever, the talent level of the losses is going to be, like, there's so much of a disparity there.
and I know the Tennessee fan base turned pretty heavily on Nico, but like he turned down a lot of other schools to go to Tennessee to be their quarterback. As again, we talked about the whole 5-star top quarterback in the country coming out of high school to your school, but I mean, there were flashes in there where he was really good.
As a
Was
freshman, too.
As a freshman, was it consistent? Absolutely not.
Which is
Which is why people are upset about it. But I feel like they're gonna really realize this year, man, we could have used him.
maybe it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, for sure. But we'll see.
Yep. Let's go to the Ole Miss Rebels. Lane Kiffin.
Man, I know on TikTok our Penn State take got a lot of views and talked about a little bit. Last year was Lane Kiffin's year, like James Franklin's this year's is. If it wasn't going to be last year, it's not going to happen at Ole Miss.
No.
I mean, you're going to have to go into the portal like that every time to compete because LSU's going into Mississippi and taking all the best recruits.
Who's their starting quarterback this year?
Austin Simmons,
Yeah,
lefty.
and people are very high on him. People are very high on Austin Simmons, which
Because he didn't. Was it against Florida or was it against Georgia? He had like one. He came in for one drive.
Georgia.
Was it against Georgia?
Mhm.
And looked really well. And they're like, oh man,
this is our guy.
yeah. He played one drive and he looked pretty good. So
Yeah.
this guy's gonna be great. But
But-
he's also playing in the Lane Kiffin system.
Losing what they're losing. I
Pretty
mean,
much the entire team.
the entire team who all went to their whole defense pretty much went to the NFL.
Yeah.
They pretty much just hired their defense last year, and they were very good.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mostly good.
mostly good. They lost their starting quarterback, who was he a first rounder? Did he end up going first round?
Jackson
Yes,
Dart,
he
yes.
did.
I don't remember.
To the Giants.
Yeah, so they lost their first round. They lost Trey Harris, their top receiver. They're people that are high on Ole Miss. I don't know what their schedule shakes out to be. I know.
Ole Miss took a lot of Arkansas's best players in the portal.
Did they?
Hmm.
I know they're
Interestingly enough.
going to. They do host LSU. LSU has to go to Ole Miss this year.
The rest of it's not terrible. I mean,
No.
Georgia, they have to go
do
to.
they play Bama?
No.
No.
It's Georgia and LSU are the two toughest games. The other two tough ones are South Carolina and Florida.
Yeah.
And Oklahoma. But they get Mississippi State, they get Arkansas, they get Kentucky. So I mean, like there's some.
Yeah.
The Citadel.
Oh,
Yeah, they're out of conferences.
What's their one Power 5?
Washington
non-conference?
State. Yeah,
Is that a Power 5 non-conference? Is that to count?
it counts.
That's
Technically,
crazy.
yeah.
That's
Yep.
crazy. Okay.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah, because I mean they bring in two lanes coming to town. That's a pretty rough Power 4. I mean,
Group of 5.
Group of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all things said, I mean, with that schedule, I don't know. They're not making the playoff. 8 wins is probably
It's a whole lot of 8-4, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of 8-4 in
Yeah,
this
8-4
conference.
is probably what's going to happen.
But again, there's another team that you could look up and they're 9-2 and have a chance to win 10 games. Like they could.
Yeah. I just think they're replacing way too much on the defensive side of the ball.
I agree with that. I mean,
they're gonna be 4-0 with LSU coming to town. So
Yeah.
there's gonna be hype around the game
Yeah.
just because of that.
Yeah, I know a
isn't
lot
that
of people.
game usually pretty? Is it a pretty good game or is it not? Or is it just I'm
Yeah,
getting
no, it is.
I'm
It
getting
is.
last year's game blended in with other ones.
I think last year was the first time the home team has won in a while too when LSU beat them.
Really?
Like it's always been back and forth for some reason. But
Well, for you, hopefully that trend doesn't continue. So.
yeah. But I just think they're losing way too much to be a playoff team this year.
Yeah. Lane would have to work some magic.
Yeah.
With that offense to steal a game or two.
Agreed.
We'll see. Let's roll on. Let's go to the Bayou Bengals of LSU.
Yeah.
So, do you know anything about them?
Nah. Nussmeier lost his leg. So.
Literally amputated.
And season's canceled.
LSU. So we've been talking a lot about scheduling, right? LSU schedule. They have some tough games on there, but we talked about the back-to-back road SEC games. They don't have that this year, which is nice. They have to go to Bama. They have to go to Ole Miss, and then obviously opening up at Clemson. Those are kind of the three big hitters. You're obviously returning the nation's leading passer, or last year's leading passer. Well, I guess Kyle McCord is gone, but he threw for over 4,000 yards. I think Nussmeier is going to be even better this year with all the receiving talent that they have. Joe Sloan is going to have to figure out a way to get guys touches because they just have so many weapons on the outside this year. Caden Durham comes back at running back. The big question for LSU, in my opinion, is the offensive line. They're having to replace a lot on the O-line. But they kind of did what Ole Miss did last year and hit the portal super hard. I think they had the number one portal class, which is why I think they're going to be so good on the defensive side of the ball this year. Will talked about A&M having one of the best linebacking cores. LSU's up there too. Whit Weeks might win the Butkus this year. And Harold Perkins, it's almost like we just got another portal edition because Harold Perkins is actually healthy and he's going to be playing at the star position and just going to be creating havoc like he did his freshman year when he was an All-American. On the back end, in the secondary, finally, we have talent at the back end of the secondary. That was LSU's biggest issue. Everybody talked about DBU for the longest time. For the past 3 years, they just haven't had the physical talent in the back end of the defense. And now they went into the portal. They got DJ Pickett, the number one corner in the country, who's 6'3", and can fly. So the dudes look like dudes now in the back end of the defense. So
Right.
I think the defense is going to be much improved. They under Blake Baker last year. So before Blake Baker got there, I think LSU was like 104th in the country in total defense. They made a jump up to 60th last year. I wouldn't be surprised if you see them make another pretty decent jump this year. And so if they can do that, if the offensive line can do what they need to do to keep Garrett Nussmeier upright, I think LSU is a playoff team for
They
sure.
gotta be able to run the ball too. That
Yeah.
was one thing last year. Like it was Nussmeier threw for 4,000 because he had to throw the ball every week.
100%. They were in the hundreds in rushing offense for sure.
Yeah.
Caden Durham in the South Carolina game is when he kind of broke free to take that kind of starting role as a true freshman. He was playing though with a broken foot all year as well, and so he had a surgery in the offseason to repair that issue, and so hopefully he's completely healthy. Harlem Berry was the number one running back in the country. He'll be a freshman coming out of high school, so we have a little bit of a two-headed monster there at running back. So I think they'll be better at the running back position. Can the line block it to be able to do that? Which Will Campbell was a great pass blocker. He just couldn't run block for you know what. And they got the number one offensive line transfer portal edition out of Virginia Tech in DJ Moore. And then from Northwestern, I think his last name is Williams, another big offensive lineman in the Big Ten. So hopefully it'll all come together. Reports from camp says that they aren't doing the best against LSU's front, but LSU's front might be very, very good.
Legit,
Yeah, like
yeah.
I think they have dudes on that front line. The front seven are all going to be NFL players. Patrick Payton, who transferred in from Florida State, who is an All-American, is literally second in the depth chart at the end.
And that's what
position.
LSU's always had, like in their best seasons, is that front seven.
Yeah,
like,
and
they just fly.
I think they're back to that. And if they are back to that, they're going to be very tough to beat, I think.
LSU, and you can correct me if I'm wrong about this, but LSU seems to have, like, when LSU is good, they're like very, very good.
Absolutely.
Like the highs and lows of LSU. Whenever they have a team like this, it seems like they go all the way,
Yeah.
or they don't really make any noise. Like they're just kind of a
Agreed.
higher end middle pack SEC team,
Agreed.
or they are one of the best teams in the country.
Agreed.
And it just seems like we might be trending towards one of those. I mean, and also, in my opinion, it's probably nut cutting time for Brian Kelly. Like the patience will wear very thin if this goes south.
If they don't make the playoff this year, his job is going to be in jeopardy for sure. With all the money that they spent,
I agree with that.
it's again.
I don't want to
Lane-
say playoff or bust, but it's lingering there with this team.
100%. This is the year. This is pretty. Obviously, Lane Kiffin is still at Ole Miss. It's kind of the same thing that like if what happens to LSU would happen to Ole Miss last year, Brian Kelly's seat is going to be on fire, and it should be with the amount of money and resources that they put into this team. And again, Nussmeier came back because if Nussmeier doesn't come back, this team
Yeah,
is in,
totally different
is in
outlook,
trouble.
yeah.
Is in trouble. But again, can Nussmeier also not make the boneheaded plays and throw the ball away? And I think what'll happen too is you're going to see Nuss be a little bit more mobile. He can run. He just didn't last year, which I think that was just a safety net because after Nussmeier, like the quarterback situation was god awful, which is why we went and got Michael Van Buren to kind of have that safety net. If he has to miss a few
Right.
games here and there, Michael Van Buren can keep the ship at least a little steady until he gets back.
Right.
So we'll see with that. But if LSU can establish a running game, yeah, I think the offense opens up tremendously. Another piece for LSU too. So Chris Hilton, who's one of the 8 wide receivers, he was missing most of last year, and in the back half of the season he came back, and LSU actually had a deep threat. Like we were running literal stop routes, slants. We had no over the top threat at all. We add Berrien Brown from Kentucky, who I don't know what Mark Stoops was doing at Kentucky with this guy, but he is literally one of the fastest people in college football. And then Jelani Watkins is literally got third in the 100-meter dash in the NCAA track and fields. Also at running back or at wide receiver. So the deep threat is there now. So I think that opens up the offense tremendously too. Because if you're having corners just sit back, not thinking there's a deep threat, like that's where jump routes and there's a little more hesitancy.
Well, it hurts the run game too because now you're packed in.
Absolutely, you're stacking the box. So I think there's a few things as to why I think LSU's offense is going to be much better or more balanced this year.
For sure.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Be a good season.
I hope so.
Let's
Brian
roll.
Kelly hopes so more than me.
For sure.
He has to.
What's his buyout? Do you know?
It's pretty expensive,
Yeah.
which is why a lot of people are like, yeah, he's not going to get fired. But
Regardless, you know.
Hey,
I mean,
Jimbo said he wants to get back into coaching. So if they fire Brian Kelly, then they could just
There you go.
run back with Jimbo like they
Jimbo.
almost tried to steal him in 20
yeah,
after they fired Orgeron. That
Yeah.
was a real hot
Yeah.
topic there. But
I'm good.
Could you imagine?
I could not. I'll take Bill Belichick though.
there's
Dude, maybe we can keep the rivalry with the Saints going and get Kellen Moore.
There you go.
Just steal him.
Just steal them too.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Dude, freaking Tyrann Mathieu was at practice Saturday.
There you go.
He might be on staff soon.
Making his presence known.
Yeah.
Let's move a little more local to
Yep.
the University of Texas. So, obviously, Quinn Ewers going out last year, losing the semifinal to Ohio State. And then, obviously, the hype around Arch Manning and everything with that. So, but it's still a lot of that unknown just because he just has that small sample size. Played against Louisiana Monroe, showed flashes of being great, but also threw 2 bad picks.
Against UL Monroe.
You know, looked great against UTSA. So it's just like, you know, the small sample sizes against just mediocre to bad teams. And so obviously the hype's there just because of the name alone, but you just don't know what's going to come out of that. Texas also lost a lot
Yes.
over this past year, so it's just going to come down to, you know, what do they have coming back and how much better they're really going to be. So
I mean, you obviously lose Kelvin Banks off that offensive
lost
line.
4 of the starting 5 offensive linemen.
I mean,
Yeah, it's going to be an experienced team, but it's not going to be. The talent is still there. Because Sark's recruited very well.
he has, but wide receiver's a question too.
Well, I mean, you have Ryan Wingo,
Wingo's-
DeAndre Moore coming back.
That's it.
Two
It's
solid
good.
receivers.
But that's it.
I mean,
that's two
That's
pretty
two
good
really
receivers.
dang good
No, no, no. I understand that, but they also lost
Bolden.
Golden. Yeah. And that tight end.
Yeah.
He's,
Something with the H.
I forgot his name. Who was a huge target
Yeah.
for Ewers too,
yeah.
especially in third and manageable.
Pretty good running backs room.
Yeah, they do have a good running back room too. But
That's
again,
the thing is you got Wisner coming back, and then they actually said
Baxter.
C.J. Baxter's actually looked
Yeah.
really good in the
Baxter's
spring.
back.
So
Wasn't Baxter supposed to be the starter?
he was going to be the starter, and then he got hurt right before the season
And then
started.
Wisner was great.
Yeah,
he
Wisner
so
was
if-
a third-string running back, you know, had
Exactly.
the best season.
Yeah.
So,
But you were also running behind a very good offensive line,
oh, for sure.
and so that's going to be a big part of it. Because if the running game can't get going, it's going to be a similar thing to LSU last year, and you're going to have to rely on Arch throwing the ball, which again we don't have a huge sample size of, and we also saw him run the ball against Ohio State and get concussed and knocked out of the game. So
I mean, there's also, going back to the linebacker argument, there's also an argument that Texas
Yeah.
has the best linebacker core in
Absolutely.
the nation.
I think
so-
they have the best linebacker.
Anthony Hill is an absolute monster.
Yeah.
Like,
I think he might be the best linebacker in college
Yeah.
football. He's very, very good.
yeah,
and they're more experienced on the back end too. Like
Yeah.
their secondary is going to be a lot better this year, I think. So
which their defense was very good last year. Like,
Yeah.
that's what they kind of hang their hat
that's the
on.
thing is they got some key pieces coming back on the defensive side, which is
Yeah.
definitely going to help them.
Agreed.
And so, like, one of the things they talked about though is is Manning going to be able to carry his own to where the defense isn't going to have to pick up the slack? Because that's what it was last year.
Absolutely.
Like there were a lot of games where the offense struggled bad and the defense just kept them in games, and
Yeah.
that's how they ended up winning a lot of them.
For
And
sure.
So I don't know if you can do that back-to-back years.
Yeah, and again, the whole Ewers and Manning debate, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'll go back to the 5-star coming out of high school best quarterback. Like Manning might be phenomenal. He might be unbelievable. He might be the Heisman winner. That could be a possibility for sure. But I think there's too many questions. And if Manning was that good, I don't feel like Sark would have not put him in situations where your job is to win games. You have to put the best players in to win you those games. Like, you're not just going to be like, you know what, I'm going to ride with Ewers
No
and,
matter what.
and lose.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. If he does, then that's negligent, in my opinion.
I will say too, we were talking about 3 straight road games. Texas technically has 4 straight road games.
Oh.
Now it's not against the same caliber, but they go to Florida, to Dallas for the Red River, to Kentucky, to Mississippi State. So so I'm saying that's why I said not the same caliber, but
Not even close.
But they play Sam Houston State at home September 20th,
and they don't come back home.
and then they
until-
play Vanderbilt November 1st at home. So for 6 weeks they do not play in Austin.
Yeah, that's just tough for ticket sales because
Yeah.
I mean, you have a 3-game stretch against Mississippi State, Kentucky, and then Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be wiping any tears away from that.
Not at all.
That this schedule is one of the. I mean, they pumped up the overall schedule by opening at Ohio State. Like,
Yes.
that helps because the ACC schedule is on the easier end for
It's
sure.
just the 2 of the last 3 games. They got Georgia and then Arkansas, and then they have A&M obviously to end it.
I
So-
thought you were gonna say Georgia and Arkansas. I was like, okay, Brian. Okay, Brian. Like, I get it, but that's a little egregious there. But,
Is the Georgia games in Georgia?
Mhm.
Yeah, which makes it a lot more difficult.
but they get A&M at home.
Yeah.
So that helps.
So yeah, so I mean, definitely like strength of schedule wise, it's not near what other teams are going through.
Yeah, but if they have a win at Ohio State stacked up on
And
those,
that's-
and say they lose to Georgia, say they lose to A&M,
Go 10-2.
10-2. I mean, with a win at Ohio State and in the Red River rivalry. I can't ever say that, dude.
Well, because that's the thing, because like, so if they go undefeated into Georgia, you're number one, obviously.
Yes.
And so then you lose to Georgia, and then you beat Arkansas. So then you're probably sitting at like 5. So then if you lose to A&M, like you drop to 8.
But
maybe.
the way this schedule shake out, like there's a chance that they're 10-2, and if that scenario happens, they don't even make the title game.
Which doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, the national champion didn't even make their title game last year.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
You just got to get in the top 12.
Yeah, and they will be at 10-2 for
it's
sure.
it's almost argued that, I mean, do you want to make it? Like, it's a
But-
game off.
But if they lose to Ohio State and then that scenario happens and they're 9-3, now what? Now what
That's a
question are we
problem.
having?
Yeah, that's a problem.
Then they need to get into the title game, in my opinion.
Yeah, but if you go 9-3, you're not in the title game.
With
Yeah,
a
they
loss,
could.
with a loss to Ohio State, you will be.
They could.
with
With
two
two losses in
conference
conference, you
losses.
think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, the scenario was the same with A&M last year.
Yeah.
True.
A&M
yeah.
needed to beat Auburn, and they would have been in the title game,
Yeah,
even if they would have lost to Texas.
Georgia got in with 2.
Yeah.
true. I don't know.
I mean, I think Texas is going to be good.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely. Just with their defense alone.
For sure.
For all the hype on Arch and all the question marks, this is year 3 in a system, which a lot of these other guys have not been in a system that long.
Yeah.
Granted, it's not play time, but you've been there a long time.
But experience matters, in my opinion.
Experience does matter.
Well, that's the thing is like,
Experience
and
matters.
just talking to a buddy of mine, and he's a huge Texas fan, and even though they did lose 4 offensive linemen, he said that like the 4 that they brought in to replace them are all, I mean, they're not going to be like
No.
what Kelvin Banks was, but like if they can just hold their own and just create opportunities.
So this scenario is shaken out too at LSU, right? LSU's same situation. They have 4 new offensive linemen coming
Yeah.
in, and when they're doing one-on-one drills, they're holding their own against the defensive line. Like they're winning matchups
Right.
often, but together, whenever they go into 11-on-11, like the cohesiveness isn't there yet, and that's
Right.
and that depends on. It depends on how long that takes to kind of get that together with the whole offensive line being in sync, picking up blockers coming off on exotic blitzes, that kind of stuff. So that plays a huge part as well.
Well, and that's the thing, and like for Texas, like
That's why A&M is in a good spot because they
Yeah.
don't have to worry about any of that at all.
yeah, and like for Texas, like it's just kind of the way it's stretched too. Like you don't have a stretch where you can really get everything together because you go to Ohio State, and then a couple weeks later you have to go to Florida, which we talked about as a tough place to win.
Yeah.
Then you got to play Oklahoma, which regardless of, I've seen both sides where the team is very bad and still wins the game.
Of course.
So you still got to win that one, and so then you have kind of a stretch before you have Georgia, but there's
Yeah.
not really a stretch where you're playing lower level talent to really get it all clicking together. Like you got to figure it out pretty quick. So
Which again, obviously, I love kickoff weekend where they have these big matchups. But as an LSU fan, and I'm sure many Texas fans are, like, schedule a cupcake week 1. Get the wind in your sails a little bit
Yeah.
and get some cohesiveness.
I know that's what we talked about. It's
I'm
like-
in that boat this year.
Nah.
No. I'm
Oh, yeah, yes.
agreeing with you because
Yes.
last year we start with Notre Dame.
And now you got them week 3.
Great
Yes.
for NCAA, great for football to have that
Yes.
matchup week 1. For me as a fan, I'm
Hate it.
100% on this. I get 2 weeks to get everybody going.
Hate it.
Then I go into this game. I feel much more comfortable with that than I do week 1 just throwing it out there.
But LSU decides to do this every year and then loses
They
the
do.
first game.
They do. They do.
Which I think is going to happen again, but we'll get to that in our pick 'em. Just a little,
Yep.
Just a little teaser there.
yeah, like it just sucks. Like in a true road game for Texas as well.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I will say is it is nice it's at an 11 a.m. kickoff.
Yeah.
I mean, Ohio State's used to that, but you don't have to get them at night.
And you're playing against it. Well, I was gonna say you're playing against Ohio State's kind of an inexperienced quarterback, but Texas is the same way. So
Yeah.
It's two very talented teams with a lot of new faces.
yes.
That's a good way to put it, for sure.
Yeah, so both sides you're gonna find out a lot in a hurry.
Yeah.
Like what kind of direction they're gonna be going.
Absolutely.
So let's go to Georgia. Gunnar Stockton taking over this year. I don't know what you think.
I can't get excited for Gunnar Stockton. Watching him play in the playoff was a pretty rough watch.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't do anything to wow anybody. Obviously, we know Georgia has talent. They top recruiting classes every year. Kirby's not the biggest in the transfer portal either, though. He's not huge on it, but I mean, with the talent that they kind of bring in the high school ranks, you expect them to have dudes.
They did bring in quite a few this year,
Did
though.
they?
So, yeah.
Did
They
they?
brought in Noah Thomas, big target for Stockton. He's 6'6".
Yeah.
Wide
Branch
receiver.
out of USC.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
a big one.
They brought in some talent. I don't know.
I'm not on the Gunnar Stockton train. Again, he had some big starts, so he has a little bit of experience under his belt, but it wasn't good experience. He didn't look great.
Georgia's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Kirby just ticks me off, man. He's such a whiner,
Yeah,
Yes.
complainer, and everything. I can't. Georgia's gonna be a good team. We know
Yeah.
that. They have the talent. They're gonna probably at least go 10-2, maybe 11-1. They'll be in the discussion at the end. But to what you kind of said a while ago, Lucas, nothing really excites me about them. They're just a good team. Like
It's just Georgia.
yeah, like they're just
It's kind of like what Alabama was.
They're just
it's just like you just know Alabama's gonna come in and be good. Like,
Yeah,
they're just
but-
a good football team.
But at Alabama, at least, like, Tua was like, you knew Tua was going to put on a show.
Oh, true.
Gunnar Stockton, I'm not going to be lining up at 2:30 to
Correct.
watch Georgia play.
It's like last year
Ole
with
Miss.
Carson Beck.
Yeah,
Same
exactly.
thing, like-
100%.
Yeah.
it's not much watch TV, but they're going to be good.
Yes.
like it's just
But at least at Alabama, you had, like, again, Tua, Jalen Hurts. Like, you had stars at the position. Whereas
Yeah.
this is just like, I mean, I'm not cooking a gumbo to watch Gunnar Stockton play football. Is what I'm saying.
no.
Their Power 5 for Power 4 team is Georgia Tech last game of the season.
Which
so
that's going to be a
so they
Georgia
fill the
Tech.
beginning
I
with
might tune in
cupcakes.
for that one.
I will watch that. That was a
I-
great game last year.
Yeah.
But
Caveat: as long as Hayes King is healthy.
still healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's hurt, we're not watching that.
But Georgia, I feel like Georgia over the past few years hasn't been the same Georgia either. They
No.
haven't been as dominant as they were those few years where they were winning back-to-back titles.
I mean, it's all been defensive heavy. Like,
Yeah.
and their offense just scores when it needs to.
To beat
like,
Kentucky 15-14
Yeah.
or whatever the score with that
Yeah.
was. Like, it's not good football.
or like the Texas game.
Yeah.
It was like where neither team could score
Awful
pretty much
to
the
watch.
entire first half.
Yeah,
like,
awful to watch.
They couldn't score against Ole Miss. It's very good defense, but
Yeah.
couldn't put up 10 points.
Yeah, so I expect a lot of the same this year, which they're going to win most of their games.
There's
I don't know.
They
what
got to
their-
go. They got to go
It's
to
2 games.
Tennessee, to Auburn. They got Alabama at home.
The
They
Florida
got
game's
Ole
always
Miss
big.
at home.
they got Texas at
To
home.
Florida, Texas at home.
I think the Florida game
It's in
is
Jacksonville.
It's in Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's always in Jacksonville, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a,
We
it's
mentioned
a
that last
neutral
year.
game.
Yeah. Which, again, get it out of there. Go play at home and home.
Well, that shows you how big that one is. I didn't even know it was. So.
Yeah.
You didn't know last year either. I mentioned the same thing. We can check the tape.
And I won't know next year either.
But yeah, so I mean,
Georgia's gonna be good.
Good
I
football.
mean,
They're gonna be a good football team. Probably. I mean, they'll be. They can backdoor the way into the title game just like they did last year.
you know,
They'll be a top 3 or top 4 for sure team in the SEC.
yeah.
They've kind of reached that point now where it's just like, okay, Georgia's going to be there, whether you want them to be or not.
I mean, really, it's Alabama, Auburn, Texas. Like those are the three big ones.
I mean, the way we touched on Ole Miss, yeah.
Yeah.
The Florida game too.
Well, and Ole Miss at home too, so you know.
Same with. I mean, yeah, they have to go to Tennessee, but I'm not.
No,
Week 3, I'm not really too.
no.
worried
Florida,
about that.
Florida's the one that they might catch them.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Didn't Florida have them last year? And then,
Yeah, I think so.
Or is that the one where Lagway got hurt?
think they were in the game, and then Lagway did get hurt at the end.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they had him.
I think if Lagway doesn't get hurt, Florida wins the game.
Yes.
If I'm remembering it correctly.
Georgia won 34-20.
Oh.
But what was it in the first half? What was the box score?
At what point did Lagway get hurt? Because I want to say they were playing very well, and then
Florida was up 13-6 at halftime.
Yeah, I thought the energy kind of got taken out after.
Aiden Warner was the leading passer for Florida, 7 for 22 with 66 yards and an interception.
That should tell you everything you need to know about how that game went. 7 for 22. My God.
Looked like Joe Milton III.
Can't make it up.
And then our last team is the Alabama Crimson Tide. So week 2, Kalen DeBoer.
9-3, 8-4.
9-3 that's what they did last year.
Yeah, they're going to be a perpetual 9-3 team now. They don't have Nick Saban anymore. I feel like people are discounting that so much. They're always so high on Bama. Bama's going to be a normal team again.
Dude, they're the highest ranked team in the game.
It's okay. That's okay.
Good defense,
but again, what are you getting?
On
offense? What are you realistically getting?
You're not to the same level as Texas, but the same kind of situation where your starting quarterback this year has been on the roster for a couple of years now, and now all of a sudden they're saying he's better than the guy he couldn't beat out the last 2 years, in Ty Simpson. So is that just home cooking buying in because you want your team to be good, but nobody actually believes it outside of Tuscaloosa, do they? I don't believe it.
I know nothing about Ty Simpson, but Ty Simpson is the same thing as Gunnar Stockton. I don't know how I'm going to get excited to watch Ty Simpson play football.
The different number two dual threat quarterback.
Oh, is he a dual threat? See, I didn't even know that.
See, but Alabama's had this in the past though, where like they haven't always needed don't get me wrong, they had a couple really good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But the early 20 teams, they
had
didn't
Henry, they had
correct.
Waddle,
they don't
names.
always have to have a great quarterback.
Yeldon,
correct. I think they'll still be fine even with the Ty Simpson.
Like you got Ryan Williams to chunk it up too. So
we were talking about that a while ago. I think he's way overrated.
I agree.
I think he's hyped up over one highlight reel play, and outside of that, he was an above average receiver. Outside of that Georgia game.
How old was he again?
17, coming out of high school.
I forgot. They didn't mention it ever on the broadcast.
They will find a way to say he's an 18-year-old sophomore this year.
Absolutely. 100%.
For sure.
Book it. If that's a bet that you can place it. But, man, I just 8-4, 9-3. That's what I think they're going to go.
If they go 8-4, talk about hot seats. They will be lighting up Kalen DeBoer so much.
I feel like people don't remember what Bama was before Saban.
I'm not saying it's warranted. I'm saying they're going to do it.
Agreed.
But yeah, before Saban they were terrible, and they went 7-6, and they were just all of a sudden
awful.
Great.
Yeah, they were awful before Saban. Like you have to put that into perspective too. Like
that argument, the greatest coach of all time retires, and you think
you expect to still be at the top of the pinnacle like you were for
correct
15 years. That's just not doable. Like they're probably going to lose to Georgia. I mean, LSU has a good shot at beating them this year. I think
Oklahoma beat them last year.
Oklahoma didn't beat them; they steamrolled them last year. Yeah. Auburn plays them well every year. Where's that game? Is it in Jordan-Hare?
Yeah.
Isn't so?
They have to go to South Carolina. Yeah.
I mean, they lost to Vandy last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Milroe, not a great passer of a quarterback, but he won them games single-handedly, like against LSU.
Athleticism off the charts.
For sure. And that's not there anymore. At least I don't think. I don't know anything about Ty Simpson.
I don't know anything about him either. They start off in Tallahassee, so
yeah, we'll kind of see
how both teams are coming out the box.
Can I just say, August 30th, I might not make it to the end of the LSU game. I'm gonna start drinking. So early.
I was gonna say
for the Texas OU game, Texas Ohio State game. Mm-hmm. Then I'm going right into that one.
Yeah.
I don't know what the plan is, boys.
At 6:30, like
it's gonna be a heck of a live, dude.
Dude, I'm even gonna stay. I'm gonna stay up for the UCLA Utah game.
Are we doing it all day? We decided that for sure. Are we doing it?
I don't know what the plan is, but I don't know if we can go. I don't know if we can go live on TikTok with how much I'm gonna be drinking
for 18 hours
and what I'm gonna be saying.
I think that's the whole point.
might get banned.
Yeah. But I mean, 10 o'clock, Utah and UCLA kickoff.
Man,
I'm gonna be up till
I mean, I'm
1:30.
gonna be up early because it's also the last. It's Corso's last game day. So
Oh yeah, for sure. It's gonna be an all day affair. It's gonna be too hot for gumbo, so we gotta figure out food arrangements. But dude, it's gonna be great.
it's gonna be a great time.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
But back to Bama real quick. Defensively, they're gonna be great. They're gonna be very good. I just don't know if their offenses are gonna be able to score and keep them in games unless the defense is just that dominant.
yeah, I mean, DeBoer also brought in the new coordinator, which is like his right hand man. Was with them at his previous 2 stops.
Don't care.
So you would think that would maybe help some, but I mean, I'm with you. I think Bama's
9-3.
probably a 9-3 team. I think they slip up somewhere.
Just because of their
a couple times.
schedule.
Well, I think they lose to LSU, they lose to Georgia, and they slip up somewhere else.
Yeah.
Probably South Carolina. I can see that.
I would see that one being a tough.
I could
game.
see him losing at Auburn at the end of the year too.
Especially if Auburn
8-4, 9-3 is where I'm sitting
if
at.
Auburn makes the adjustments that some say they could, or if Jackson Arnold turns out to be the touted quarterback he was.
that could be a game too. It's like who's gonna go 9-3, who's gonna go 8-4.
Agreed.
Like,
Yeah,
both
very
playing at
much so.
8-3.
Agreed.
We'll
I can't
see.
wait. I'm so ready.
All right, what's that time then?
Yeah.
Who's your winner?
We're going to start with winners or dark? What do we usually do?
We usually start with winners.
Winner?
You want to start with dark horse?
They don't matter.
Whatever you want to do. You just tell us what you pick. We'll go.
Okay, we'll start with winners. So, a little bit of a homer pick. I don't want to jinx it, but if Garrett Nussmeier stays healthy, I think LSU Texas is going to be the national or the SEC championship, which I found out today. Will said that a lot of people are on that. I think defensively LSU is going to be very good. And if the offensive line can figure it out and keep Nussmeier upright and they can establish a running game, which they're definitely talented enough to do, I think LSU is going to be very, like you said, it's going to be one of those years where they're very good, like nationally good. It's just so hard to stay consistent. And that's for a lot of teams, honestly. Everybody goes by what Bama did for so long. That's not the norm at all. You have, like, peaks and valleys throughout it. And
especially with NIL now.
With NIL too, yeah. The money's dispersed kind of all over. But I really do. I'm really high on LSU. Everything that I'm listening to, again, it's super hyper-focused on one team, but everything that I'm hearing out of camp, they just look different than usual. It's kind of like when in 2019 when Joe Burrow came out and says we're going to score 40 a game, and
Nobody believed him, and then they did
literally
exactly that.
They literally laughed at him, and that's kind of the same vibe that they're getting out of camp with
Yeah.
LSU this year too. And I think their defense is going to be kind of like 2019, not the best in the country, but good enough to keep you in games. So
For
your
sure.
offense can do its thing. So I got
I like
LSU.
it.
Yeah, Lucas already kind of summed everything up. I had formed this opinion a while back already, and then unfortunately, I did hear a lot of people taking it. So I guess either it's it's a really popular pick, but it's for a good reason. I'm also very high on LSU. I think Nussmeier is going to be in New York. I think he could possibly win it if the season goes right. I think they're very good. I have Texas and LSU in the championship game. I have Texas winning though. I think Manning. I'm buying the Arch stock. I know there's question marks, but third year in the system, and also I think Steve Sarkisian is just doing an amazing job at Texas. The trend is continuously going up. You know, they make the playoff 2 years in a row. They're playing meaningful games late in the season. He's got that team on track. They've got 5 stars up and down. So I also have Texas and LSU, but I have Texas winning.
Yeah.
I was looking at the timestamp, so I could timestamp that. So
Yeah, yeah. I know it's tough. It's tough to say that, but you know, just you have to analyze and throw biases out sometimes. And Texas is a very good team.
The one thing I will say though, I mean that could absolutely happen. I mean LSU might not even make the SEC championship game, but the one thing about Sark, like great, obviously he built the culture from where Texas was before. It's phenomenal what he's done there. I do question his play calling down the stretch in like key situations, like what are you doing? Like against Washington, like you're running the ball at 6-7 yards a clip and you start chunking the ball down the field. Sometimes I don't understand his play calling, but from a building a program standpoint, dude, unbelievable job. Especially kind of from where he was too at USC, kind of with the whole
and the Falcons, that whole downward spiral.
Yeah, I know, like had issues with like
he's an alcoholic,
alcohol and stuff, but dude, unbelievable job. But play calling is my question sometimes down the stretch in some of those big games, but yeah. Who you got?
I am also going to take the University of Texas just because, like, kind of, I mean, y'all have talked about it. Like, I think LSU is going to be super good. I mean, I could see the same thing Will just said. Like, I can see LSU and Texas playing in it. I do think that Arch opens up the offense more because of his running abilities.
Yeah.
And so I think they still have great weapons coming. But, again, like we covered earlier, but it's just the same question marks as LSU, minus the quarterback position. Like, obviously, like, LSU has their quarterback. Texas, it's will Arch meet the standards that people are setting for him. But new offensive line, but you got 2 great running backs. You got 2 great receivers. You got, I mean, an elite defense coming in. So, I mean, I think with all that, I think they're going to be – and on top of all that, with the way their schedule stacks, I think that's a big benefit to them as well.
Agreed.
So, it's just a matter of, like you said, is Sark going to be able to adapt his play calling and not overthink it when it matters.
Yeah.
Because he even did that against Arizona State. Like, he's just started making –
Absolutely.
like, you have this huge lead, and you just completely change the way that you're playing the game. Like, it's just – like, just go with what's working for you. Like, don't overthink it. Don't do too much. Just ride the horse that got you there. So
You run them 7 yards a clip. Like, don't throw a fade.
Yeah, don't change it now. So, but yeah. What about your dark horse, Lucas?
My dark horse is actually Texas A&M. I think they're going to be very good. I think they can sneak in and make an SEC championship for sure. Will kind of touched on it too. I think the offensive line coming back is a huge part of that, and their running game is going to be absolutely ferocious. They're going to be tough to stop, and I think A&M is going to be the team that controls games, right? They're going to be hard, like, obviously there's a few questions on the defensive side of the ball, but if the defense isn't on the field, it doesn't matter. If you're controlling clock, so I mean Texas A&M might be a super big sleeper in actually like winning the SEC in my opinion. Definitely a playoff contender, and if they can win a few of those big games like at Texas, like who knows?
Yeah,
like they might be a little scary. But
for sure.
Again, a lot of it falls on Marcel Reed too, right? Is he going to be able to make the throws down the field? But we obviously know he's a dynamic runner, so that's what I got.
I like it.
Dark horse? Yeah. It's the most slept on team in the SEC, boys.
Yeah.
I'm not bold enough to put them in the title or to say they're going to win it. I think A&M goes 10-2 and makes the playoff. I'm bought into this team so much. I love everything that's going on. I think we're so much more experienced. I can see us sneaking in the title game. I think we win one of the big three. I think we beat. I'll say I think we beat Notre Dame. I don't think we beat Texas or LSU.
I think you beat Notre Dame.
I think
too,
we beat Notre Dame.
for sure.
I think we win every other game. We can definitely slip up. I know the 8-4 deal. I understand it. A&M always finds a way to blow it. That's how much I trust Mike Elko. That's how much I trust the continuity. That's how much I trust Colin Klein to work with this offensive side, get Marcel Reed in better situations. Marcel Reed takes that year 2 jump. I guess that's a spoiler for next week, but I think A&M goes 10-2, makes a playoff. I think the biggest slept-on team for all these other teams getting hyped, no one is talking about A&M enough, and I think it has everything to do with they always blow it. They always find a way to piss down their own leg. But yeah, A&M's the dark horse in the SEC, maybe the dark horse in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I had the same thing. So.
Clip that, boys.